layer. Lost the lead. Game over. Capture the flag. Flag returned. Gained the lead. Flag captured. Double kill. Flag taken. Flag taken. Flag taken. Flag taken. Flag returned. Flag taken. Flag returned. Flag returned. Flag taken. Flag taken. Flag returned. Flag taken. Flag taken. Flag taken. Flag taken. Lost the lead. Flag captured. Flag taken. Flag taken. Flag taken. Flag returned. Tied the leader. Flag captured. Flag returned. Flag captured. Gained the lead. Flag taken. Flag captured. Flag taken. Flag taken. Flag taken. Flag returned. Flag returned. Flag taken. 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 Flag returned. Lost the lead. Flag captured. Flag taken. Flag taken. Flag taken. Game over. Flag captured. Slayer. Lost the lead. Tied the leader. Gained the lead. Lost the lead. Tied the leader. Gained the lead. Lost the lead. Tied the lead. Gained the lead. Gained the lead. Lost the lead. Tied the leader. Oddball. Gained the lead. Ball taken. 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 Double kill. Ball taken. Double kill. Ball taken. Ball taken. Play ball. Ball taken. Ball taken. Ball Lost the lead. Ball taken. Ball taken. Ball taken. Play ball. Ball taken. Gained the lead. Ball taken. Lost the lead. Ball taken. Ball taken. Gained the lead. Ball taken. Ball taken. Ball taken. Ball taken. Ball Ball taken. Play ball. Ball taken. Play ball. Ball taken. Ball taken. 5 minutes remaining. Play ball. Ball taken. Ball taken. Ball taken. Ball taken. Ball taken. Play ball. Ball taken. Ball taken. Play ball. Ball taken. Ball taken. Ball taken. Ball taken. Ball taken. One minute to win. Ball taken. Ball taken. Game over. Slayer. Lost the lead. Tied the leader. Lost the lead. Capture the flag. Lost the lead. Flag captured. Flag returned. Flag returned. taken. Flag taken. Flag taken. Flag taken. Flag taken. Tied the leader. Flag captured. Flag returned. Minutes remaining. Flag. Flag returned. Flag taken. taken. Flag taken. Flag taken. Flag returned. Flag taken. Flag taken. Flag taken. Flag taken. Flag taken. Flag returned. Flag taken. 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 Gained the lead. Flag captured. Flag taken. Game over.
Phil might be 44 years old. He was never, was he Michael Vick early in his career? Like, come on, the dude can still slang it. He still knows what defenses are trying to do. So I think it's a great pickup. I mean, who else are they going to get? There's nobody else out there.
Hell yes. I feel the same exact way. I want to let you know. I feel for the situation. Now, if this does not go well, okay, I was there, vastly different story. Peyton Manning, training camp. I get summoned down to the training room. I've told this story before. Had a great offseason. A lot of fun this offseason. I had a blast. Punter for the Colts, Peyton Manning's quarterback. Life's pretty good. I get summoned down to the training room, into a back room. Peyton's got wires all over his shit. It is a dark room, okay, and I'm basically told the information like, hey, I'm not for a while. We got to get this figured out. Oh, no, I say. I am not prepared to be doing my job as much as it appears as if I'm going to have to do. Now, we would be about a game and a half away from breaking the all-time punt record that season. So my immediate response was the right one. Like, oh, no, we're about to be working a lot. I hope you're okay. We signed Kerry Collins out of the hunting. I think he was in a blind. I think he was actually in a hunting blind whenever he was called by Bill Polian. Bill Polian had him in Carolina, so he still had a connection. Kerry Collins was very retired, very okay with whatever his life was at the time, having a blast, okay, just who knows, okay, out there doing it. I like Kerry. He's really cool to me and very nice to me. And, I mean, there's some stories about Kerry Collins just getting after it, whatever it is, you know, that whole thing. So Kerry Collins also could spin it. So Bill Polian wanted a veteran quarterback whenever it was kind of learned and found out that Peyton wasn't going to be there anymore. So he brings in Kerry Collins. Okay, so Kerry Collins is now our quarterback. I'll tell you what, that did not last long. Kerry Collins, okay, we're right here. And I think it was JJ maybe week one. I think it was actually JJ Watt.
Yeah, I got
clear, bang, boom, head off ground.
I'll holler at you.
Yeah. Good season, Kerry.
Concussion. And I don't know if it was week one or week two or his first game or second game or third game, however it ended up working out. But I know we called him out of very retirement, forced him to play.
Oh, no.
I think they made him an offer. That was like very good. Like Kerry was like, I'm not doing it. And then they were like, how about this? All right, man, I guess I'll have to.
See you tomorrow.
And then he gets just absolutely.
I think Kerry had some concussion issues like earlier in his career, though. I don't remember Has Phil sat out ever or had any situations?
I'm not talking about Phil Rivers getting concussed. I'm just talking about when you bring somebody out of retirement.
What if they yank him from the Hall of Fame nominations?
Just for what?
It goes so bad. Like, geez, Louise, I can't believe we even nominated this guy.
Oh, you think 5 years from now they're going to remember these next 4 weeks?
What happens if this situation happens to Phil?
No, that's a negative way to look at it.
What if he wins a ring?
Bingo.
What if he gets a ring and then he's guaranteed in first ballot? We know that.
Thank you, AJ. That's Super Bowl champion. I'm thinking about maybe dusting off the old cleats to get on this Phil Rivers Super Bowl wagon that we about to. I wouldn't pass any of the tests, but I would at least be maybe on the team whenever I can kind of, at the end, spin my way into getting a ring. But yes,
He'll be an emergency quarterback too. So
I'm worried.
What if he goes into Seattle? Daunted Seattle Seahawks defense and fan base and everything. Team unbelievable. They're trying to win a Super Bowl. They're actually a part of the NFC part that we can see and beats them.
I can see it.
Phil Rivers undefeated right now as the Indianapolis Colts quarterback, as a grandfather. Then all of a sudden, we got the Niners in primetime on Monday Night Football. What are they going to talk about all day leading up to that primetime game? Oh, Phil Rivers last week against the Seattle Seahawks defense. Nobody saw it coming. Skipping rocks all over the place. They actually picked him up and carried him down the field. He threw a deep ball to Alec Pierce. They were worried he wasn't going to be able to get there in time for a delay of game. So Jonathan Taylor put his ass on his shoulder.
Leftwich.
Carried him down, dropped him into the shotgun. He did it again. That was our 2-minute offense. Boom, boom, boom. That's how we beat Seattle. Then Monday Night Football, prime time. Who's the coordinator? Bob Saleh. Well, Bob Saleh isn't sleeping for 2 weeks knowing that 44-year-old Phil Rivers got him in prime time. So all of a sudden we beat Seattle and San Francisco.
Oh.
Hold the phone. And I don't know if we have the Texans first or the Jags first, or the Jags first, then the Texans first.
Jags, I believe.
Yep.
Jags first. Phil Rivers knows what they've done to us and everything. And Phil Rivers coming off a 2-game heater, which he's going to be on.
Yeah, 900 yards, 9 touchdowns.
Dadgumming everybody.
Yeah.
So many dadgums.
So much gum.
Oh, my God. And kneeling it out, talking snuff before the final snap.
Yep.
Oh, these young bucks have no idea what's coming out of this old man's mouth. He's been elite trash talker for 20, 30 years, I guess, pushing 40 years now.
Yeah.
He's been an elite trash talker pushing 40 years now. So the division games at the end, let's just go ahead and say we beat the Texans' #1 defense in the history of the NFL and the Jacksonville Jaguars, gets in the playoffs. All of a sudden, next time Phil Rivers is up 5 years from now, I think they say, and remember, as a 44-year-old, he went into Indianapolis, took down the 4 toughest defenses to end the regular season, got into the playoffs, won the whole fucking thing. Build him a statue. Got to be first ballot. That's what's possible.
So
Tear down the Peyton.
Next to him.
Put up the Phil. Oh, okay.
Next to him.
Why not us? Why not?
what's more
Punch.
possible? What's more possible, the Kerry Collins ending or the movie ending you just laid out there?
I saw the Kerry Collins, and that was a documentary. I was right there in the middle of it all. So it's going to be hard for me to say that something else is more possible because
There is a chance,
You
though,
got
D-Butt,
me.
right? You're saying there is a chance, though, that Phil leads him to a ring. Right, D-Butt?
Oh yeah, it's definitely changed.
I'm in now. That
Okay.
whole scenario just played out as you were saying it. Closed my eyes, kind of saw the movie reel running.
Think
I'm
about-
so in.
Think about Seattle. Think about Seattle, him going in there, the loudest place. And Phil's actually doing this number here before the first one. Man, it's great to be back in here. God. Yeah, it's all happening.
It's Darnold with a, hey,
Can't
good luck
wait.
today, Sam. Say Darnold just does not recover. Seahawks finish 10-7.
Ghosts.
Yeah, everywhere.
I had a debate with Tony Hinchcliffe. This actually.
If you need a Camry, now's the time to go get it. Because what?
What are their odds to win the Super Bowl right now?
I don't know. Let's go to Hammer time. AP Tone. What are we looking at here?
They had to jump up.
Need to bet him.
Skyrocket.
What was it and what is it now? That's a good question, actually, D-Butt.
I actually looked at it a couple minutes ago. The odds to make the playoffs have not changed. The odds to win the Super Bowl have not changed either.
The books are sleeping.
Yeah, they're slow.
The books are sleeping on the job. We got to take advantage of these bums. They are in the middle of their holiday season. They don't have as many people working. They're not moving the line at all. Yeah, right, dude. Yeah, right. B.A., I don't fucking like the way you haven't been talking about this at all in a positive
Can
way.
I ask a quick question?
Absolutely. He's a quarterback whisperer. We need to.
If Riley's healthy, is Phil starting or is Riley starting?
You think 44-year-old Phil Rivers is coming to be a backup
Clipboard
quarterback?
Tone.
Somebody
come on.
reported that yesterday. I'm just asking a question.
Okay, I mean, maybe Phil Rivers really loves the Colts. And he says, you know what?
Or maybe Phil Rivers is looking around like, shit, our high school season's over. I need to get the hell out of here. 15 kids in this damn house. Where the hell? Does anyone need me? Does anyone need me? And then he gets a call. He says, oh, hell yeah. I'll hold the clipboard. Shit, I might play this week. I mean, I'm not ready, but I'll put the pads on.
Maybe Riley does start this week, to get Phil back in the game.
Colts are 14-point dogs to the Seahawks.
Jeez.
What was it before
Nah,
the
Phil's got to
announcement?
start.
I think
Phil's
it's been.
gotta
I
start.
don't think it's changed.
No respect.
It might have got worse, to be honest.
I mean, we just can't have a Brosmer situation. We can't have whoever's going out there throwing just willy-nilly, diving around, throwing the ball. We can't.
Now, it will not be a problem situation with Philip out there.
The only worry,
Let's have some respect here.
the only worry is that Phil is just 2 beats behind. That's the only worry, is that maybe he isn't up to NFL timing or rhythm, but it's like riding a bike for Phil.
After the first quarter, though. After the first quarter, he's going to be right back into rhythm.
Why
We
Phil
know
over
that.
Peyton, though?
5 years.
Why,
What's it?
why was it not Peyton? Why Phil over Peyton?
I mean, that's a good question. We'll have to ask Chris Ballard that.
Yeah.
We'll ask
What about Tom Brady?
That's a good
Did
question.
they knock on Tom's door to give him a call? Like, honestly, that's an
Good
option.
call. He's getting paid a lot by Fox.
Seven could still sling it. No, I wouldn't want to see that, but
Oh, yeah.
I did mention Roethlisberger's name, I believe, whenever this whole conversation was happening. I would like to see Ben Roethlisberger potentially as a starting quarterback for the Colts. I know, but I don't know if he knows the offense.
Sure.
That's
he
the issue.
knows every offense.
I mean, there's a chance he certainly knows how every offense works. The words in the everything like that, I
Verbiage.
think, matter the most. BA, what is it about knowing the offense that is such a big deal, you think, for this signing? Like, why was this so important to find somebody who obviously they have a relationship with, Shane Steichen and Phil Rivers? I think Shane Steichen cut his teeth in this business with Phil Rivers as the quarterback in this world. Why is that so important? Just because it's very difficult to teach people new words, new verbiage? What is it?
Yeah, it's extremely difficult, and you only got 15 seconds to get them out of your mouth, and you got to know what they mean. It's like, I'm reading this wristband. What the fuck does it mean? It's like, okay.
Well, then how about your first reaction to when something happens on a defense? Is that something that Phil Rivers will be able to do with this offense? Like, if this happens, then I know I'm doing this.
He knows the checks. He knows where the ball's supposed to go. It's just getting it done. I mean, the mental part of it, it's going to be super easy for him. He's been in this system. He knows a lot of trust between the coach and him. So that part's easy. That's just the actual physical ability. Is it still there?
Adam Schefter's reporting before the Colts can determine how soon Phillip Rivers can play. They have to see how he feels in practice on Wednesday and Thursday. But there is this. Rivers has played in this offense his entire career, so it's expected to be more of a physical question than a mental one.
I bet.
We know, Shefty.
I hope this is a delayed Ragnow situation.
No, don't you say that. That Ragnow situation was sad for the Detroit Lions.
Well, we messed that one up. I mean, our doctors need to just say, hey, Frank, you want to play football after not playing for only like 6 months? Yeah, you're cleared. You look good. I don't care if your hamstring is hanging off the bone.
Yep.
We need you. Get in there, Frank. And
No,
I know
that's not what we need doctors to do.
That is.
It's a hammy, though. It's a hammy. It's not a knee.
Yeah, let it go.
That's one of the injuries. I assume they were like, hey, here's one of the scans that you can't do. Remember, he had this one.
You broke your
this
throat.
one, this one.
Heel bones on
He had
the toe.
Frank Ragnow had every part of his body broken, and he was still playing, which is why, mad respect to Ragnow.
Yeah, and if
That's
the Colts,
first ballot. Ragnow is first ballot.
Yes.
Needs to be. Football dude and also football player. Now, the Lions just saying, hey, here's your hope. Putting a picture of him up there, knowing damn well there's no way this guy's going to be able to pass a physical.
He's back.
That's what he was running out of the tunnel.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they said. Boom, Ragnar, the guy you love, the guy that epitomizes everything about the Lions.
7-7.
Here he comes. He's coming out, and you got everybody go, what's this mean? What's this mean? And then all of a sudden, Ragnar's back. We all lose our mind.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And then what, 23 hours later? Turns out Ragnar actually can't accomplish what that picture was right there. His hamstring has been shredded multiple times, and it's the same exact physical that we gave to him 6 months ago, and we decided he couldn't play. It is the same thing now. Like, I hope that's not what happens with Phil Rivers, because, boy, I thought you guys put Ragnar in a bad spot up there in Detroit, personally.
Ragnar was back, and then we had the Packers the next day on Thanksgiving. I thought we were going to win that one, and then everything was going to be solved. We were going to go to the Super Bowl. Turns out none of that happened. But if Phil Rivers plays this weekend, it just goes to show the Lions could have said, Frank, you're good, you're playing.
Yep.
Phil's a grandpa. He's 44. If he gets hit once,
What's
who
that have
knows
anything
what's
to
gonna
do with the
happen?
physical and failing a physical and your scans showing that your
no
muscles?
way that guy can play football right now. There's no way. He's 44. He's a grandpa. One hit. Who knows what can happen with his life, okay?
So you think the Colts doctors, who I would like to say are very good at their jobs, and the Colts medical team are going to say, listen, Phil, probably going to die out there. Go on. You think they're going to turn a blind eye to Phil Rivers?
Phil would take it. Phil would take that bet.
Phil
He's okay with
forced
that.
him to.
Old school.
Ragnar wasn't? You don't think Ragnar's there? I think there's some sort of restrictions.
I'm
about-
blaming our doctors, not Ragnar.
You sign off
Ragnar
on it.
wanted
You
to
sign
play.
off on it, you're good.
Yeah, you can't hold Ragnar.
I'll sign a waiver that if I'm dead,
That's
I won't hold you. My family won't sue you.
That's soft. Hamstring. Probably a broken throat.
Yeah, but I'm saying I think that was just one of the. I think that's the first one that they said we can't clear you. Now we got all these others, but let's just start with this one. This is a fail. Your hamstring gone. Okay, not good. Now remember, here's other body parts that we have yet to go through. This is your chest, this is your throat, this is your back, this is your hip. This is just the hamstring. This one right here, we can't clear you. These ones certainly add to the case, but this can't happen. That's what the Lions doctors did. Now the Lions doctors didn't understand they needed help in the middle of that offensive line.
Big time.
Yeah, MCDC got wind of them failing him.
You said somebody should have told him, AJ?
Yeah, someone should let the doctors know what the plan was. Like, hey, guys, I don't know if you're going to watch it. We could use this dude.
Yeah, and he knows it too, so don't be showing him those. Just tell him, like, hey.
I think Ragnar thought he was going to pass the physical. That's what I would like to know what his thoughts going in.
Blind. I wonder if he thought, like Foxy, like, they won't fail me for this. Sure, I can't run, but, like, I've never been able to. You know, I can't move my arm, but have I ever been able to? No, just we need a little of this, a little bit of that. Get me in the game. And all of a sudden, I'm a monster.
Game's gone.
Game's changed.
MCDC should have did the physical.
Cough.
All right, well, I like what the Colts did. I like it.
Gotta get through practice.
They're trying.
I like that they're trying, making an effort, understanding that we can still go. Let's try to go. So the big three, by the way, once again being like, well, what's the plan? What are we doing? Well, we're going to run Riley out there. And then Carly's like, I'm at practice every day. That guy's good. I don't think that's a starting quarterback, is it? That's potentially what Carly's saying. And they're like, you're right. Then they walk down the hallway of broken quarterbacks that we've had. That one. This guy's got no life but ball, right? Let's call his ass out. And that's Phil Rivers standing there like this on the hallway, right outside Chris Ballard's office and Carly Ursay's office, right here. And they were like, he's been staring at us this whole time. Gets in the building on his birthday. I heard giddy to see everybody.
I don't doubt it.
A lot of relationships in that building, same people.
Still some more teammates on the team.
That's why the tweet said all indications are he's going to be joining the team, because the entire convo was like, if Phil wants to, is basically how this is going to go. And then the way people were talking about how he was acting last night, it was like Phil loved everybody in that building. Phil very much happy to be back. So good luck, Philip, and good luck to Daniel Jones on his recovery from the Achilles surgery that is happening today in New York.
Great throw.
Thank you. That's cornhole, which, by the way, there was some chatter around some podcasts about a potential decathlon and things. You saw this, AJ?
A little bit.
Every single event that was listed, every single one of them. Unc, Ocho, boys, we're big fans. We love you. But your conscience was right by keeping us out of that conversation until very late into it. And then as soon as we get mentioned, it's quick, we need to move away from that. It's not looking good for you, anybody, in any of those things. LeBron and Nash would get us in basketball.
That's it.
Yes, they would get us in basketball. And maybe some other things. I mean, LeBron and Nash, incredibly athletic.
Yeah, might not be able to play your own sport professionally because that might almost.
Yeah, but Steve Nash, I think Steve Nash good at everything as well. I think he's
Soccer, everything, yeah.
I think there's probably a couple of those guys around a lot of podcasts, and I got respect for everybody's athleticism. We have 3 of those guys. We have 3 of those. And then cards, dice, gambling, all that stuff, we all know the gimmicks.
Cornhole, all of it. Yeah, even all the bar games.
Yes, we are just a good 3 to be in those particular conversations, I think, especially with how young we're also younger.
Yeah, I think the books will have us favor in that. The decathlon?
Yeah, if it was the decathlon.
Yeah.
Or 20 of them. I mean, whatever they want. Just as I was listening to it, I listened to Nightcap. I like Nightcap. I like Shannon. I like Ocho a lot. So
and Joe Johnson, that would be the third.
Yes, and Joe. I love what they got going on. Yeah, good team. They got a good team. They got a good team. But I think whenever they were thinking of things like that, maybe other people wouldn't be good at. You know, like Tonk. Yeah, right. I get good cards in Tonk all the time. We on below 13, above 49 too. That thing will be that. Any other cards, we are all very, very all card games. We are very in. So that would maybe take away from some of the people. Like maybe they're not good at cards. We just so happen to be good at cards. Dice, just so happened. I had a dice table in my house. You know, when I was playing, like. We have a very good, and then you start talking about all the other shit, like athleticism shit. It's like we're still young and we still do it all the time. So we got a cornhole board right here. We got a putting green right here. We got a basketball, 2 of them, obviously right there.
Sim.
Golf sim upstairs. We don't have bowling, I guess, but I think we could get there.
Ping pong table.
There's going to be some of these guys in podcasting, former athletes that get into bowling, and they're going to roll like 230s.
Mookie Betts.
Yeah, they're going to be like actually really good at bowling. So we might lose some there, but I think out of all 3 of us, I think we would be able to put up a good average where we wouldn't lose enough points to drop from top spot for everything else.
Yeah.
Not even to mention, like, if you do, like, a karate thing, like AJ kicking the pads, like, how many guys are doing that? You know?
Obviously, yeah.
Oh, my God. We didn't even think about mixed martial arts.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't either. I forgot about it until now.
Chopping boards, you know, that kind of stuff.
But I did, to Ocho's point, like, that would be an incredible concept.
Sweet.
Yeah. That would be an incredible concept to do, especially with a bunch of former athletes getting back together. That'd be a great fucking time, too.
Can we get a Sin City Street Fight in there, too?
What's that?
Just,
Could you imagine?
Man.
Just fist fighting? People are just.
Sin City fist fight.
Yeah, we're sending AJ right the fuck into the middle of that.
You better hope Punishment Martinez doesn't start a podcast.
He might.
Chairs.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we would do
Tommy
very well.
Invincible's coming.
Indy, exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just thinking about it.
As he was listing off everything, it was like, actually, I don't like to interject myself in a lot of these stuff or us into these things because I do think it's that. But as he was listing things off, I'm like, I sent it in the group. I said, I think we would actually win this thing if this was to actually happen. So maybe it'll come together. Basically, a podcaster decathlon, a podcaster games for ex-athletes that have podcasts. 3 people is what it sounded like was what it was going to be. And I love the idea. I like the concept. I think there could be some incredible content. And I also love our chances.
Oh, yeah.
I really love our chances in that thing.
Especially now, before we got to do it before these, the next batch of young guys retire.
Yes.
Someday. Yeah. We got a little window here.
Yeah, because we are the youngest. I think we are the youngest.
For a little bit.
Yeah. So we should bode well in some of these things, but there's going to be sneaky dominance by some of these teams in some things, and we're just going to have to get the aggregate. The entirety.
That's the thing. We got a full team. Like, I think about there's a weak link almost everywhere else. And regardless of what the activity is, there will be a glaring weak link on the other teams.
Yeah, I might get exposed.
Based on my intel.
Actually, I can move a little bit still right now, especially with all the science I'm on. I was going to say you two much more athletic and faster than I, so I could get exposed if we were to do a speed thing. But I'm dropping in the zone. I'm fucking, yeah, don't worry about that. I would never be finding myself in a race with anybody. Yeah. We're not doing that, brother.
He just had a hip replacement a couple years ago.
Yeah, but some of these other bugs.
Probably still runs a 4.5.
Yeah, exactly.
One can't run.
Basketball,
He's
though.
lifting, he ain't running.
He did say lifting. He said, take him on lifting. It's like, we all lift around here, but I don't think we're Shannon Sharp in it. Like, obviously, I've seen the videos of him just repping out 315. Like, he is animal. Absolutely jacked. Will be forever, you know?
Yes.
Dapped him up, I think it's Super Bowl, and that shit was a fucking wall. Bang. Holy fuck, dude. How do you do that? I don't know. And then Ocho eats McDonald's every day and still has an 8-pack.
Yep.
He threw in boxing because he's been training for boxing for 5 years.
Yep.
Wouldn't want to do that.
Go get him, Hawk.
Boxing.
That's why I said Sin City Street Fight.
Okay.
Yeah, we need a little advantage.
but
We don't have the sweet
Yeah,
science.
no, we do not have the
We
sweet
do not have the sweet science. Let's get to a break. We're back on the other side. Well, I thought it was a great idea, though. I thought it was a great idea. And as they were listening out, I'm like, this is a pretty good lineup of people. Because as they started listing off the shows, I was like, damn, I forgot there. And then, yep. It's like, this would be pretty good. And if everybody did you can make it a festival. Everybody obviously does their shows from this shit.
Yeah.
All right, good luck to whoever's setting that up. That is a lot of people, a lot of things, but it could be fucking awesome. I think it'd be a great, the XF
So many different
Podcast
options.
Festival. Oh my God, imagine the amount of smoke and drink that would be happening. The stories, the times, the vibes outside of competition.
We need some live
Swimming?
live
Need like
bets.
some kind of swimming event?
Yeah.
I'll
We
take
would
that.
like swimming. Yes, we would
I'll
like
take that.
swimming. We would like.
Why are you laughing? I'll take the swimming situation.
We would like swimming to be a thing. Off rhythm dancing.
Yep.
That is a thing.
Yeah, I got that. I
We
got
would
that
like
a lot.
that as well. Off rhythm clapping. We would like that to be a contest. We're gonna win that one as well. There's a couple that we're fucking locked in for. Yeah, I don't know. Some of these other podcasters might have somebody with no fucking rhythm out there. There's a chance, but we got it. I think as a monopoly. Yeah, that'd be sick. That's a lot of setup. Maybe we get the Fire Festival guy to do it. I saw French Montana singing on an island. Couldn't hear him because the fireworks were going off.
Did it work?
I
Did
think
it work?
so.
I saw him promoting it. I
Well,
saw Billy promoting it.
I did see French Montana with a microphone, and I did hear sound, but I couldn't really understand what he was singing because all I heard was because there's
You
fireworks.
gotta buy the pay-per-view for that. You know that.
Okay, you're right for the captions.
He sold pay-per-views too. I watched some of him promoting the event. Billy, he's a hustler.
Billy sent me about I think 4 DMs talking about.
You could perform Dookie.
I wasn't asked to do that, so that's
Okay,
something.
next one, Fire 3.
I cannot believe that. Hey, good for you, Billy. This is from Billy's tweet, I guess. This is there's French Montana and a guy getting after it right there. Just absolutely fucking getting after it.
White jacket on.
It's from Fire Festival 2. Fire Festival, a little different than Fire Festival 1. Fire Festival 1 ends in a documentary and Billy in jail. While Billy's in jail, all he thinks about the entire time is, I'm actually kind of a marketing genius. Like, fucking everybody knew about it. It's the execution thing that was kind of the problem. I'm going to show them.
Fair.
Comes right back out. French Montana's fucking going ham down on an island.
Bringing it.
Way to go, Billy. That's a redemption story.
I didn't know French still rapping. Thought he was like married to royalty.
Well, I think when Billy calls and says, hey, you want to be a part of history?
You answer.
I guess so. Coke boy.
What's French Montana's big one?
Oh, he's got a. What is his biggest one?
He has a couple bang bangs.
That's the one that came to my head.
The big one.
Does Pop That count?
Yeah.
Who?
Pop That?
With Rose.
Is that song?
It's
I
the
don't
one you
remember.
were just singing. Don't stop.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's Pop That. I don't know if that's Rick Ross or if that's French Montana, but
French
got some bangers with Rick Ross for sure. Off that
French got bangers.
Rich
all over.
Forever.
That's why Billy was like, hey, need you fired.
Unforgettable. Stay scheming. Pop That all the way up.
The Analog 3D is here. This is the recreation in FPGA of the legendary Nintendo 64, and the system many of us have been waiting for. Analog's marketing around the 3D has been somewhat curious. With absolutely no gameplay shown to date, this really made people question the product. But let me alleviate any concerns right now. The Analog 3D is excellent, and if you've pre-ordered one, you're in for a treat. and you're going to see a lot of gameplay capture in this video. Now, while it is a good system, the Analog 3D is not perfect, and there are a few notable issues that we need to talk about. Some of them aren't great, and some of them may be considered a deal breaker for some. And as always, I'm not here to sugarcoat it. We're going to discuss everything that I like and my dislikes with the Analog 3D. Now, full disclaimer, I am a paid customer. I pre-ordered an Analog 3D unit at the end of 2024 and have been patiently waiting like everyone else. However, Analog did reach out and send me a review unit, which you're seeing in this episode. But as always, my thoughts and opinions are my own. According to the website, the Analog 3D is a reimagining of the N64 in 4K resolution, 10x the resolution of the original N64. So let's clear up what this means. For anyone thinking that this is an internal resolution upscale that you would find on modern emulators, I'm sorry to tell you that it's not. Every game that you run on the Analog 3D runs at its native internal resolution, which is typically 320 by 240, and can go all the way up to 640 by 480 in high-res modes. 4K in this instance means the source image is scaled up to 10x on a 4K device. This means that blurry N64 low-res games won't really look any better at 4K. However, the Analog 3D comes with a range of filters and settings coupled with a very clean HDMI out. This is the very best image quality that I've seen outside of a RetroTink 4K upscaler. The unit itself is a sleek form factor based from the original N64 design with its curved surfaces. The cartridge port accepts any Region N64 cartridge, and the unit contains standard buttons for both power and reset, as well as the standard 4 N64 controller ports on the front face of the unit, which allows you to plug in any N64 controller. The Analog 3D also supports and recommends the 8BitDo N64 controller, which recreates the original N64 controller with a modern form factor. This wireless device features superior Hall effect joysticks with the original style N64 gate. The problem is, a lot of people have been raving about this device, but I personally don't like it. The analog stick feels completely off to me. In many racing games, I just found myself oversteering and slamming into walls way too often. Other games such as Perfect Dark and GoldenEye, where precision movement is an absolute requirement, the analog stick falls short, and as such, I simply can't recommend this if you're used to playing on a original N64 controller. If you're a casual player, then yes, the 8BitDo controller will get the job done, and its wireless capabilities is very welcome. But for me, nothing can replace the original N64 controller. On the back of the device is an SD card slot, standard for analog products. This enables firmware updates. There's also a USB-C power connector, a standard USB connector, and the HDMI out. Up to 4K at 60 frames per second is supported with HDR. The Analog 3D comes built in with expansion pack support for the games that take advantage of the additional 4 MB of RAM, which can be toggled on and off. This is a nice touch for sure, and there's also built-in controller and rumble pack support. Rumble support in this instance means that any modern stick with rumble motors like the aforementioned 8BitDo controller will work with it. However, with an original N64 controller, you will still need to plug in a standard rumble pack as usual. And that's not all. Standard N64 peripherals like controller packs, rumble packs, and even third-party ones will work. My third-party memory pack pros work all fine. However, I was not able to test a transfer pack as I don't possess one, but it's fair to say that many, if not all N64 peripherals will run just fine. When you first turn on the device, there is a fairly basic user interface, very typical for an analog product. Plugging in a cartridge will automatically add it to the games list, and as you add more original cartridges, they will be added to this games list that you can cycle through. Now this is a little curious, as originally I thought that the games themselves were being dumped to the SD card so that they could be played without the original cartridge, but as it turns out, you must have the cartridge connected to launch into any game. Trying to select a game that doesn't have the cartridge inserted simply won't work. Now the reason for this is because Analog has provided per game configurations that can help improve the quality and performance of individual games. And we will definitely talk about this shortly, but I do want to mention the Analog 3D supports PAL, NTSC and Japanese region games all in one device. They are for the most part detected correctly and will show up in the games list and launch without issue. Analog boasts 100% compatibility with original N64 games on their website. And I would say, with the 20 or so original cartridges that I've tested, which is a combination of North American NTSC, Japanese region NTSC, and European and Australian PAL cartridges, I have had no issues to date. One thing that you may come across is inserting an original cartridge may show up as unknown cartridge in your games list. In my experience, cleaning the contacts of the cartridge pins and inserting and reinserting the cartridge a few times should clear that right up. Another issue I had is the introduction FMV sequence in Resident Evil 2. This runs and plays fine on an original N64. On the Analog 3D, I had various issues where the sound would desync, then the video would freeze, resulting in me having to reset the game. Would freeze, resulting in show up as unknown cartridge in your games list. In my experience, cleaning the contacts of the cartridge pins and inserting and reinserting the cartridge a few times should clear that right up. Another issue I had is the introduction FMV sequence in Resident Evil 2. This runs and plays fine on an original N64. On the Analog 3D, I had various issues where the sound would desync, then the video would freeze, resulting in me having to reset the game. Now, of course, this could just be down to bad connections on my cartridge, but I did clean them, and the fact that it does run fine on my stock N64 does tell me that possibly it's a bigger issue here at play. Now, I do want to be clear that the game does load fine 4 out of 5 times, but it's just that 1 out of 5 occasionally where the game does freeze up, and this is quite puzzling. But let's talk more about those per game configuration settings, and this is where the Analog 3D really starts to shine. There are various display settings where adjustments can be made to disable things like anti-aliasing, which can sharpen the edges of many games. Depending on the game, this can be really beneficial. There's also settings to disable blur, and combining these two options can really pixelate the image, perhaps too much for most people's tastes. However, this isn't the end of the story. A second display menu option allows for a few CRT masks to be applied. These accurately attempt to recreate professional grade monitors, including the Sony BVM and PVM, as well as default CRT and scan lines. Of course, if you're not into scan lines, you can just disable them and just go clean. By enabling integer scaling or integer scale plus, it looks quite nice. Take for example this gameplay capture of Jet Force Gemini. I'm playing in the widescreen mode and enable the PVM mask with edges sharpened and AA disabled. The quality looks superb. Of course, if you're not into CRT masks, the default clean option will get the job done. But as mentioned, nothing here is enhanced at all. But this is a very clean image, scaling all the way up to a 4K resolution. These per game configuration settings are saved as well, so you don't have to go back and readjust them every single time. Now we have to talk about flash cartridges because many people have them and they're going to want to use their EverDrives on the Analog 3D. And unfortunately, I have some bad news for you. Flash carts are very temperamental on the Analog 3D, and this could be a deal breaker for some. I ended up testing 4 different devices, an original EverDrive 64 version 2.5, an EverDrive X5, a Kaiko Summercart 64, and a knockoff EverDrive Super 64 300 in one. The original EverDrive V2.5 did not even get detected when I plugged the cartridge in, and there was simply nothing I could do to make it work. The EverDrive X5 was detected, but launching it results in absolutely nothing. Nothing happens at all. The Red 301 knockoff cartridge, which I'm guessing is just a cheap EverDrive variant, was not detected either. Fortunately, my Kaiko Summercart 64 was detected and does run mostly fine, but even with this, I still get the occasional crash. Now, when I asked Analog about this, their response was, flash carts and unofficial third-party products can be a bit of a wildcard due to a crazy amount of models, revisions, firmware, foreign rip-offs of the originals. Developers of these products have historically always updated them in the past for maximum analog support after public release, but this is not in our hands. So if you see an unknown cartridge, it still may be playable, press A. But note, our focus is on original games and accessories. Now, I did talk to some other reviewers, and they too were having issues with flash carts. And my biggest issue with the Analog 3D is, if all you have is a flash cart and you want to use this device, then prepare for disappointment if your flash cart is not working. Both of these EverDrives, which are official ones I might add, simply did not work for me. I expect once the system launches, we will see a spreadsheet of known working flash carts, so maybe hold out for that. But right now, I can't with any confidence recommend any flash cart that will work with the Analog 3D. We simply need more testing here, and for me, this is the biggest issue I have with the Analog 3D right now, and this is why I keep reiterating that FPGA is indeed emulation. It's not software emulation, it's hardware emulation. It's a recreation of the original Nintendo 64, but it's not perfect. If it were truly 100%, then it would run everything that a stock Nintendo 64 does. But as we've seen here, it simply doesn't. Of course, Analog is aware of this, and firmware updates can hopefully resolve this issue with flash carts. But as it stands, this is very disappointing, especially when you consider the huge cost of original Nintendo 64 cartridges and the prices they seem to go for these days. Now let's talk about one of the very best features of the Analog 3D, the overclocking. This, in many ways, is the single most transformative feature found on the device, and one that I simply cannot live without. Many N64 games suffer in terms of frame rate, especially when the expansion pack is applied and resolutions are increased. In some instances, games can drop into the single digits in terms of frame rates. The overclocking option, which is found in the per game settings, can help with this, and much of the time it does so in a big way. Let's take a closer look. If you've ever played Castlevania Legacy of Darkness in the high-res mode, it's a bit of a joke, because the game turns into a slideshow. Performance here is not great at all. Even on the first level, once some enemies approach, it gets very choppy. Now let's enable overclocking and see the difference. It's quite incredible. It successfully smooths out performance and provides an experience simply that was not possible on the original N64 hardware. What about Perfect Dark 64? Another game that's notorious for slowdown and chug. Here on the first level of the game, you can notice it right away. Perfect Dark 64 is one of the very best games ever made, but its performance has always been a sore point. Many people just prefer to leave the game in low-res mode and play it that way, but even this approach isn't much better. It's an overall ambitious game that pushes the N64 to the absolute limit and goes beyond. Now let's take a look at the game running with the overclock settings enabled. It's a night and day difference. I can't stress enough how much I really appreciate this option. After the disappointment of EverDrives not working on my device, this feature really turned things around. It's fantastic.
There's someone here!
Of course, overclocking isn't perfect. In some instances, especially if you enable the extreme option, crashing is possible. There are other examples of games that don't respond well to overclocking either. Quake 2 was another game that I tested. With the expansion pack, texture quality is improved, but at the expense of performance. Unfortunately, enable overclocking only makes the game run too fast, but doesn't help with the frame rate at all. What this means is, games need to be tested individually in order to see if they see any benefit. Other games I tested included GoldenEye, which I'm happy to report runs so much better with overclocking enabled. Simply put, I've never seen it run anywhere near as smooth as this outside of emulation. Another game I tested was The World Is Not Enough. With the expansion pack enabled and the high-res mode, this game runs so much smoother. Imagine if Nintendo shipped us a more powerful N64 back in the day. It would have been amazing. There are many more games that suffer in performance on the N64, and it's going to be fun testing and seeing what the community can find. For me, overclocking is the best feature of the hardware, and I simply can't live without it. I do want to point out that it can be disabled and stock clock speeds can be set, but this is not the default. At least for this review unit, overclocking was set to the auto option, which I am assuming is running some moderate overclocking based on current load. Now, a few more areas of the Analog 3D that I do want to cover include ROM hacks and homebrew. In my testing to date, I've seen no issues with either. I ran a WWF No Mercy ROM hack cartridge and it runs just fine. I've also tested the Portal homebrew from James Lambert off a Summercart 64 and this runs without issue. And I might add, it looks really great as you can toggle between the interlaced and non-interlaced modes. Scene demos like the Midwest Gaming Classic demo runs just fine, and I also tested a sample LibDragon program that I wrote for my split screen N64 demo that I covered a few months ago. This runs fine without issue as well, and LibDragon support is definitely a welcome addition. With LibDragon Homebrew being compatible means that the community can use the Analog 3D to test their code against. So in conclusion, I really like the Analog 3D. The wait to get here was frustrating, but it's excellent at what it does. It's much more compatible than I thought it may have been. The biggest issue, and the one that makes it hard to recommend, is the flashcard support. It's simply just not good enough at this time. I can't stress enough how ridiculous in price Nintendo 64 carts are, and honestly, this is not going to help with that. I do wish Analog can figure out their issues with this, as it is going to definitely disappoint some people. But aside from this, I do love the device, and it's going into my entertainment center and replacing my existing N64. Its display features are excellent, and the overclocking is the icing on the cake. Overall, it's a great system. It's certainly not perfect, but it's damn good. Now we wait and see what its main competitor, the Mod Retro M64, can do. The gauntlet has been thrown down, and I'm here for it. When that launches, I'll be sure to cover it here on the channel as well. But for now, we are going to leave it here for today's episode. I hope you did enjoy this review of the Analog 3D. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, if you like this episode, please don't forget to leave me a like. And I will catch you guys in the next episode. Bye for now.
you